The nitrogen cycle, the ultimate guide to understanding the nitrogen cycle. Hey there! Let's talk about how nitrogen is super important for life. You see, plants and animals need nitrogen to make proteins, which are like the building blocks of cells. Nitrogen makes up a whopping 78% of the air, but the thing is, neither plants nor animals can take nitrogen directly from the air because it's so unreactive. But don't worry, plants have got a clever way around this. They can actually take nitrogen compounds, like nitrates, from the soil. And then, animals eat these plants, which provides them with a source of nitrogen. It's like a whole cycle that keeps going. Now, let's dive into the nitrogen cycle. It's this cool process where nitrogen gets moved around in the environment. It's always cycling through the air, soil, and living things. One way nitrogen gets fixed, which is when nitrogen in the atmosphere is turned into nitrogen in the soil, is through nitrogen-fixing bacteria in the soil. These bacteria take nitrogen from the air and turn it into nitrates that plants can absorb through their roots. Some plants, like peas, beans, and clover, have these bacteria in their root nodules. Which is pretty neat. Another way nitrogen gets fixed is through decomposers in the soil. They break down animal waste and dead organisms, returning nitrogen back to the soil as ammonia. The ammonia then turns into nitrite, and nitrifying bacteria in the soil turn the nitrite into nitrate. It's like a natural recycling process. But wait, there's more. Lightning can also cause chemical reactions in the atmosphere that result in nitrogen reacting with oxygen to produce nitrous oxide. This nitrous oxide then reacts with more oxygen and dissolves in rainwater to make nitrous acid, which increases the amount of nitrate in the soil. And guess what? Burning fossil fuels adds nitrous oxide to the atmosphere too, which then dissolves in rainwater to make nitric acid. However, this isn't such a good thing, because it upsets the balance of the natural nitrogen cycle and can pollute ecosystems and mess with entire regions. Oh! And don't forget about the oceans? There are these cool little guys called blue-green algae, or cyanobacteria, that live in the oceans and can also fix nitrogen. They provide a source of nitrogen to aquatic animals, and the nitrogen goes through a similar cycle as it does on land. It's like a whole interconnected web of nitrogen goodness. But here's the thing, too much nitrogen in the soil can actually be a bad thing. It can make the soil more acidic and even pollute rivers and lakes. In some conditions, like waterlogged soils, nitrifying bacteria in the soil break down nitrates and return nitrogen back to the air, which reduces the fertility of the soil. So it's all about finding the right balance. In fact, humans even have a process called the Haber process, which is used to make fertilizers and fixes about 30% of the nitrogen used for plant growth. See, nitrogen is crucial for making proteins, which are essential for cell production and growth. Fertilizers help increase the nitrates in the soil, which maximizes plant growth. But we have to be careful not to mess with the natural nitrogen cycle too much, because it can have negative impacts on the environment. So there you have it. The nitrogen cycle is this fascinating process that keeps nitrogen moving through the air, soil, living things, and water systems. Nitrogen is essential for life, and it needs to be fixed into nitrates for plants and animals to access it. But we have to be mindful of how we impact the nitrogen cycle and strive for a healthy balance in our ecosystems. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching.